Hey guys, it's Johnny here from Drum Sample Shop. We've just finished up the Austin Davis sample pack, sounding amazing. I thought I'd just quickly show you all the sort of microphones that we're using on everything. So let's dive in to the kick drum. We've got 3 mics on the kick drum. Inside there, we've got a Shure SM7, and that's kind of pointed right at the batter head, just to get as much kind of clicky, the beater hitting the skin, kind of top end attack. And then the second mic we're using is this AKG D12 VR. That's got like 3 different modes, I think, with different EQs, responses. We're using it on the blue mode, which kind of cuts some of the mid-range, adds some high-end, very punchy kick drum mic. I really like the sound of that. And then outside the kick drum, we've got this Lawson FET 47 clone, just to capture the sort of the sound of the drum as a whole, some extra bottom end, and you get a bit of spill from the rest of the kit, which is quite nice, adds a bit of heft to everything. Moving on to snare, we've got a vintage 545 on the top, which is like a glorified 57. It's got a nice mid-range to it. I find it a bit smoother than the 57. And then underneath, on the snare bottom, we've got a Neumann KMS 104, which you see a lot of those guys using them for vocal mics, but I really like it on the snare bottom. It's a condenser, so it picks up a bit more air, a bit more definition. It's very smooth sounding as well. I like smooth sounding mics, that's my thing. On the hi-hats, coming around here, an SM7. It does the job. Nobody uses the hi-hat mic anyway. On the second snare, we've got plain old 57. And where should we go next? Toms, we've got the 421s. Austin noticed that I have them quite far away from the toms because I feel like when they're super close, they just sound kind of muddy. You get loads of proximity effects. So I back them up a bit and that just sort of opens up the sound a bit. It worked really well with the Ambassadors, I think. These toms are sounding amazing. We've got a knee mic, which is an RE20, which kind of captures a bit of the whole kit. It's kind of a bit grungy. Usually I'm sort of compressing that or distorting it to just give it some character, some vibe. Up top, we've got the Soyuz, which are some pencil condensers, and they're FET. And they sound really nice. I've not used those before, but I've always had my eyes on them and they sound excellent. They kind of capture obviously the top end definition of the cymbals, but a general picture of the kit and a little bit of room coming in as well. So it's just, if you could have a pair of mics, like those just sound great. What else have we got? Probably moving out into some of the room mics now. So we went crazy on the room mics. So let's start with this one, which is a Chandler Red mic from Abbey Road, one of my favorite studios. This is a special mic. It's their own design, loosely based on a 47, but it has the preamp built in. It's an amazing sort of tube preamp, a tube mic. So there's lots of rich kind of character to this sound, and that mic sounds incredible. Next up, we've got the Stereo Ribbon, which is an R88 by AEA. This is kind of 2 mics, 2 ribbon mics in one. It's set up in a Bloomline configuration. I find that is a really nice picture of the kit, and because the way they're set up, you get a very clear stereo image of the whole drum kit. So I really like that one. Next up, there's a couple of U67s on either side. So if these are like 6 foot, the U67s are more like 12 feet, and they're super wide, which kind of makes the drum sound super wide and crazy and explosive. And I like U67s because they have loads of mid-range character, and room mics sound great with loads of mids. All the frequencies that you would take out of the close mics, you can kind of fill in with those. And then the last pair of mics are up there in the balcony. It's a pair of ribbon Coles, some of my favorite microphones. They just sound amazing up there, like the height, capturing the whole room, very explosive sounding. So I think we ended up with something like 20 channels on the drums. You know, that's more than you would usually go for on a normal studio session when you've got to compete with a bass player and a guitar player and everybody. So I feel like we've captured some amazing sounds and you're gonna love it.